What's up, guys? We're back. So, as you guys know, I'm an avid silver stacker, and also I'm really into Bitcoin. This is my Ledger Nano X, and this is the way I store my Bitcoin currently. But I've learned, because I've been learning about Bitcoin for the last 2 years, and when I first got involved, this is a 4 to 8 digit PIN that you have to put in every time you use it. Your Bitcoin is not actually on here. Your key phrase or your password is actually on here. Your Bitcoin is held on the blockchain. This just gets you to it so you can use it and access it and sell it and stuff. But when I want to buy and stuff like that, I just buy it on the exchange, and then I immediately transfer it over through my ledger and onto the blockchain. But anyways, when I first got involved, I thought Ledger was the way to go because it's, it's the most used and stuff like that. And then as I got into Bitcoin over the last couple of years, I've really been deep diving. Because remember, I used to buy other cryptocurrencies too, but I found out Bitcoin is the way, guys. I'm all about freedom and decentralized assets. In order to have freedom, you need this decentralized assets. And I'm all about having cash outside the system, my silver outside the system, and my digital money outside the system. So what I decided to do is really deep dive and find out what's going on. And I ran across a channel called Trader University, and I did a video about them before, about this guy before, Matthew Crider. This guy, man, I don't think anybody is better at breaking down stuff about Bitcoin than anybody else. He actually is a trader. I actually bought his course, how to trade and invest stocks and real estate and stuff like that. And I'm a real estate investor myself. And let me tell you, I've been learning a lot from this course, and I'll leave a link to his, and I don't get paid off this, guys. I'll leave a link to his channel. You don't have to buy his course per se, but at least watch his channel if you want to learn more about stocks and, buying real estate and also buying Bitcoin, learn about it. Well, in this video, along with many others, I found out that Ledger is not the best way. The Trezor is, and I just recently bought it. Remember I told you I had to open something up. I bought this. I'm going to open this up while we're watching this video, and we're going to learn how to safely, store small amounts of Bitcoin when you first start, because you don't want to buy it and keep it on an exchange like Cash App or Coinbase or something like that, because that's like keeping your cash in the bank. So let's see what he's got to say.
This is Matthew Crider from Trader University, and today I want to talk about the best ways to store small and medium amounts of Bitcoin. The context for this is not your keys, not your coins. If you leave your Bitcoin on an exchange like Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini, Strike, really any exchange, you are at risk of potentially having your account frozen or your coins frozen. This happened with Binance just a couple months ago, where in this case, it was temporary. Customers weren't able to withdraw their Bitcoin and other cryptos. But we could imagine a scenario where we have some coordinated government crackdown and no one is able to withdraw their Bitcoin for a while. Coinbase makes this very clear. They say where they are required by law, Coinbase may block or freeze customer accounts on our platform. So if you're holding Bitcoin with all of these promises of freedom and you're leaving your coins on an exchange, you basically have what I've been calling a Bitcoin IOU, or paper Bitcoin, instead of the real thing. You need to learn how to withdraw it and hold it on a hardware wallet. Now, the worst thing you can do is get overwhelmed after watching this video and do nothing and just leave your Bitcoin on one of these exchanges. But really anything is better than that. Not your keys, not your coins. And the way you know whether you're controlling your own private keys is, do you have to ask someone permission to move your Bitcoin? And if that is the case, you are not controlling your own private keys. For example, BlockFi may take a couple days even to withdraw your Bitcoin. In that case, you're not holding your own private keys.
Not your keys, not your coins. I love that. That's exact same as silver. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. It's the same exact concept. Again, guys, we're all about our freedom, and if you hold it on an exchange, that's not a good thing. So, oh my God, I couldn't. A safe place for your coins. Well, yeah, my Bitcoins, nothing else. No altcoins, no shit coins. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist when it comes to just buying quote unquote cryptocurrencies, and I'm going to make a video about that. This is the Model T Trezor. This is the newest model. And I think I'm going to get another wallet too. It's going to be a different one. And I'll do an unboxing with that too. But yeah, so let's see what else he's got to say.
This video is a response to a very interesting comment that Andy made about 3 weeks ago. And this was his story. I'm coming around to thinking that I must store my Bitcoin on my Trezor. Currently, I have some BTC with Celsius, but I somehow deleted my two-factor authentication link. After 7 days going back and forth with Celsius to turn off 2FA, I still don't have access to my account, and they have not responded to my emails for the past 2 days. Now, this is really a nightmare scenario, especially if you need your Bitcoin right away. Although I am somewhat concerned, I'm fairly sure that I'll eventually get access to my account, but the lesson is learned. They have my keys, they have my coins.
Man, that reminds me when I went to buy a car a couple of years ago. I had the cash and I was going to pay for it, in straight cash. And I went in there to get a few $1,000s out, and they just ran me through the ringer. The bank, man. You know what I mean? These financial institutions, brick and mortars, and these exchanges that have your Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is money, guys. It's currency. It's digital currency. They're not to be trusted. This is why I say you gotta be your own bank. You gotta hold your own money. And this is why I got these things. You know what I mean? Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Got a fingerprint on it. Oh man, I can't wait to use this. But yeah, you gotta be your own bank, guys. Gotta be your own bank.
As we have said, and it's important to realize this doesn't just happen to criminals. Your account can get frozen or confiscated for any reason. Even if you're a good person, maybe you have a regime change in your government, maybe the law changes, maybe you're accused of a crime you didn't commit. If you're somewhere where your local currency, even heaven forbid the US dollar, starts to fail, you can be certain that all the Bitcoin on exchanges will be seized by the governments, by the local governments. In addition, if you leave your Bitcoin on an exchange, they can get hacked by criminals or by the owners themselves. And this is very similar to what happened with Mt. Gox. You can lose all of your Bitcoin. And even if that exchange has an insurance policy, if you go and look at the details, in every case, or in almost every case, the amount of insurance does not cover the total amount of assets that they're holding. So you might get back 50 cents on the dollar, as we would say. If you don't hold your own private keys, it's also very bad for the Bitcoin ecosystem as a whole. We have this precedent of Executive Order 6102, where President Roosevelt basically confiscated all Americans' gold. You were able to keep a small amount in jewelry or something like that, but they basically wanted to devalue the dollar, so they rounded up everyone's gold, most of which was just sitting in bank accounts. They paid a low price for it and stuck it in Fort Knox, and then they revalued the dollar. So this can definitely happen, and if this were to ever happen to Bitcoin, it would not be good for the Bitcoin ecosystem, not to mention the individual holders.
Could you imagine living in those days where you had your gold and they tried to confiscate it? They would have got mine over my dead body. You know what I mean? I remember when I had banks, when I used banks. I have an account now, but I just use that for just the basics. I don't have anything in my savings account. I don't have anything over and above what my bills are in a bank account. But when I was dealing in money, this money, I had 6 different bank accounts, for different things in my business and stuff like that. And I had one account for this and one account for that. And before I learned about the real money, I was having a hard time at these banks, man. I really was. And, now I'm going to have multiple bank accounts, B.Y.O.B, not bring your own beer, be your own bank. Because again, like you said, Bitcoin, one way they could stop Bitcoin, the government, because they can't completely stop it. They can tax it and they can do all these extra things, but they're not going to be able to stop Bitcoin per se. But the only way they could actually stop it and do it is confiscate Bitcoin if you keep it on exchanges like Coinbase or Cash App or Binance or FTX, formerly FTX. And also they could seize your money when you put your money in the bank, because when you put it in there, it's not yours. You don't own this. That's why I stack cash, I stack precious metals, and I stack my Bitcoin in my own bank. I keep it off the exchanges, out of the bank accounts, and out of the SOV, PSLV, paper, and stuff like that. So again, guys, you got to take responsibility and be your own bank.
Take your Bitcoin off the exchange or the app that you used to buy it. And now I'm going to talk about possible places to move it. You can move it to a software wallet on your phone, for example. I do like Blue Wallet and Moon Wallet. I'll show you those in a second. But don't put more money here than you would keep in your wallet, in your back pocket, or in your purse or something like that. So depending who you are and where you live, maybe this is just a few $100s worth of Bitcoin at most. Now, software wallets on your phone are probably more secure than software wallets on your laptop or desktop. Phones tend to leak a little less privacy or have better security. They obviously leak a lot of privacy as they're basically spy phones, but they're more secure from hackers. Whatever is running on your laptop or desktop, there's a much higher chance that there's malware there, for example. Also, be sure, don't use just any random Bitcoin wallet or crypto wallet from the Google Play Store or from the Apple App Store. A lot of those top-ranked wallets are really bad, and a lot of them I've actually never heard of. They're probably closed source, etc. I do like Moon and Blue Wallet. Moon is moon.com, M-U-U-N. This is a great wallet that allows you to use both Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network and the Lightning Network, which is a layer 2 solution built on top of the base layer. I also like Blue Wallet, bluewallet.io. These are both good solutions, both for Google Play and for the App Store. But again, this is just for a few $100s on your phone. And the reason for this, the problem with software wallets is that they're hot wallets. They're almost always connected to the internet. And obviously, if you have a wallet on your phone, it's virtually always connected to the internet. When you send Bitcoin using a hot wallet or using a software wallet, your private keys are unencrypted for just a moment then when you sign your transaction, which makes you vulnerable in that very small window. If someone's watching through your phone, they could hack in and steal your private keys at that moment. And anyone who has your private keys has your Bitcoin and can move your Bitcoin. So the solution for larger amounts of money is what are called cold wallets. These are wallets that are not connected to the internet.